Wow, you actually clicked the link to get here? Oh my gosh. Well, you really must be asking for trouble. Okay. This is the Bear and Yam program, I guess. Listening to some of the most intelligent, fine, honest young men and women, I guess, to ever grace the presence of these 50 states. And so I thank you for listening, as always. Something I wanted to talk about regarding men and women is just this propensity for... Actually, that's not going to be the topic. The topic I'll probably post at a later date, depending on the circumstances, or a later time today. But I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page in terms of the intent for this channel. And this channel is here to get men to listen more, to open their ears, and to hear the experiences of other men without being shut down and basically shamed by the rest of whatever it is that's doing it in their environment. Because honestly, this is some of the only time that we have alone, is when we're in our car driving, in our car living, because a lot of you young men are in, and a lot of men in general, are in an environment where you only have alone time when you're in your vehicle. And that being said, this is a program where we encourage men to, like I said, open their ears and also open their eyes to all the stuff around you, and just observe and be present, and not to get distracted by anything, because our attention is the most valuable asset that we have here in 2020. And what I notice is that women have some of the shortest attention spans, even comparable to men, even compared to men who have very short attention spans. And certain men really can't focus on anything for longer than 10 minutes even. What is the benefit of focusing on something long term? It may not be, all that it's cracked up to be, because as a man you have many wants and many hobbies and many pleasures and many interests, and so you have to compartmentalize all of these interests into something that you can actually do, and that's actually feasible and tangible in this world. What that thing is, it's up to you. If you want it to be making music, you can have it be that. It doesn't have to be making music. If you want it to be playing basketball, it can be that. It doesn't have to be, though. So you're never really constricted unless you play the game, unless you decide that not listening and not seeing is better for you. And if you do decide that, more power to you. And all this program is just to help you to listen. Is to help you to listen to other men, other men's experiences. And so you don't need to, apply any of it. You can just, hear it and move on, which is what I expect most people to do. With the minority, though, I understand that there's going to be some trolls, and there's going to be people who the point being, really now is the time to, I guess, hone your skills at committing to whatever lifestyle it is that you're living at the present moment, and not to do anything radical or rash, unless it's dump that bitch. If you're going to frame this as men are telling other men to leave their wives and stuff like that, then you're not really listening to the material, and you're using the same material over and over again. And if you were a comic, they would boo you off stage, is what would happen to you. But what would inevitably happen if you listen to this program long enough is you'd start to see that relationship as not really existing in the first place. Because what you need to understand about relationships is if there's no trust, then there is no relationship, and you're just a troll. You're keeping a troll around you. You're sleeping with a troll, or you're allowing a troll to basically view you for a set amount of time, thusly stooping you down to that troll's level. So the more available you make yourself to trolls, the more you are a troll. Like if you're at a job. The longer you're at a job with a bunch of people who are dumb, the more likely you are to do stupid shit. Not because you're dumb, but because you're surrounded by stupid shit, and the way to navigate stupid shit is to often do stupid shit. You see, this is what I see, where I see a lot of men nowadays. They're living out of their car, or the only time that they have to themselves is in their car, and they're unable to actually be the high-minded, intelligent beings that they are listening to this program in everyday life, because in everyday life their concentration and focus is being infiltrated and infected, it's being infected and infiltrated, and it is infested with a certain mindset, and it just so happens that mindset is dominated by females. But it's not just with females, it's also with certain men too. And it's very not conducive to their success. It will keep them in that train of thought as long as it needs to. It would just trap them, basically. And it's a part of sort of like the indoctrination that takes place. Is it's making everybody into these super short attention span people who can't focus on something for longer than 10 minutes. And part of the act of listening is that it's what makes horror movies so good, is that a lot of the way that we make sense of our environment is to listen. So if you're in your house and you hear something outside, you go to investigate, because from your base of operations, you notice some stimuli coming into your eardrums, and it makes you curious. It's how we learn. And the more you close that off, not due to lack of listening, but due to over exhaustion, over stress of that skill, the more you stress your listening skills out on just shit that doesn't matter, the more you start to ignore the stuff that does matter. And it causes a lot of problems in your relationships, because people, I don't know if you know this, but people like to be heard. And when you don't spend time listening to your partner and listening and managing your relationship, then you allow any old person to come into your house, proverbial house, and put their fucking feet on the goddamn couch, their dirty ass boots on the couch, and start kicking and saying, "Fuck your couch, nigga." And when that starts to happen, then you're in a very compromised position, and you're gonna probably commit a crime. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to prevent you from doing that by keeping you engaged and listening to the Baron Yam program. This has been another episode. Feel free to like, comment, and share. And if you do not wish to do so, react however you wish. And that's going to be all, ladies and gentlemen. Keep the red pill close, because you never know when you're going to need to take it. And that'll be another Bear and Yam program. Soon we will have a phone number for you to call in and share your experiences. And I do expect some angry callers. With that said, have a blessed evening. And remember, take the red pill. Be free. Do your own thing. And live your free life. This is Bear and Yam signing out.